Hey everyone, in this section we are trying to understand as to what components or what sort of processing on a web page makes website render slow. By that we mean that when we do some sort of scrolling or interaction or an animation on a web page, then it doesn't appear janky. So we are trying to understand as to what sort of things can affect your page performance or the rendering performance of your web page. So let's open up our Chrome Developer Tools, move over to the menu, More Tools, and Developer Tools. Over here, you can press Escape, which will open up a menu where on clicking onto the Rendering tab, you'll be able to see some options where the first one says Enable Plant Paint Flashing. This particular option allows you to actually see as to what all components of a web page are getting repainted. This allows you to see as to what sort of changes are happening on your DOM and what are the changes that are severely affecting the performance of your web page. We'll explain as to what is the reason for paint to affect the performance of a web page, but we'll discuss it in a later course which will be diving deep into the performance aspects of rendering performance. So as of now, we can simply enable paint flashing and see as to what all elements are getting repainted when you do some sort of interaction onto the web page. So let's enable it. Now, when we simply try to scroll this particular page, what you can see is we can see a cover of green layer on the entire web page. What does this mean? This basically means that this entire page is getting repainted while we are scrolling. Now let's try to hover over a particular element. You might be able to see that when we move over a tile, it basically repaints the entire element, right? This is another reason for this particular element to get repainted and contribute in the slow rendering performance. We'll be explaining it in detail in the later course as to what is the reason for these elements to get repainted. Though, if you just want to understand as to what all elements affect the page performance or the rendering performance of a web page, then these are the elements that you should look out for.